All right, so it is now 7:03. I'm just going to go ahead and start this recording. This meeting is being recorded. We will share this on our YouTube channel. It's at Fashion High's YouTube channel. I'm going to start with asking for forgiveness for any lapses. I have not done a Google Meet since COVID times. But we did figure that it would be best to reach out to families in the evenings. In as much as everyone is busy, we do appreciate your time. We do know that it does take a lot to take a day off to come to open houses. Yet we're hoping that along with this virtual meeting, that it will entice you and that you will want to come and see us down in Chelsea. So within our guests, we do have our admissions assistant principal, Miss Silva. She is among the listeners. So we are going to ask for all the questions to be at the end. We will definitely get to your questions. If it is a little bit longer than expected, we can definitely give you our email addresses and we will answer all of your questions that were not left unanswered in emails. All right, so let's get started. So hi, my name is Ms. Chavez. I am the admissions associate at the High School of Fashion Industries. I have been there for 15 years. 10 years as an admissions associate. I was also a former student, class of 92. Yes, Gen X. So let's get started with our presentation. So this is a fashion show, our annual fashion show. Actually, we have a partnership with the Meatpacking District, and they allowed for our seniors to showcase their work in their cobble streets. This will be our third year that we've had this partnership with them. As you can see, many people just have first courtside seats to our amazing senior fashion show. So that will be happening again this year. It was actually featured at in the New York Times 3 years in a row now. So you can just imagine all of the opportunities that open up for these students as soon as that they graduate from our school. All right. So the High School of Fashion Industries is in Chelsea, Manhattan. We are located on 24th Street between 7th and 8th. We're in District 2. These are the trains that are easily accessible. And we have been there since 1926. We are a 10-story building. So we are kind of like a mini university, I like to say. We have 1,600 students. They navigate the building beautifully. I was once a student there, so I can completely attest to this. We do have elevators on both sides, and we don't share space with any other school. So that's another reason why you should come to one of our open houses. So we do have 4 programs. There's 4 codes that you would have to keep in mind when you are applying and using them for your high school, for the My Schools application list. So it used to be 12 choices. Now it looks like it's an infinite amount of choices now that you can put in. So the 4 codes that you may want to zero in on are for the 4 programs that we offer. So there's fashion design, there is art, and there's business. I start with those 3 is because those 3 are portfolio based. You need to submit a portfolio in order to be given the option of a seat for either of those 3. So it's M68L for fashion design, M68J for art, and M68M for business. Now, we do have a new major called software development. It is M68A, and for that only major, you do not need to submit a portfolio, but you do have to place it high enough on your application list in order to be considered. So keep in mind of that. All right. So the fashion design program, we've been known for the fashion design program for since it started. Of course, the name is in the school, High School of Fashion Industries. The only difference is that majors have evolved. So since the beginning of time, we used to have majors such as millinery, upholstery, menswear, but of course the world has changed. So it's more fashion focused, just fashion specialized. And along with that, you can see pictures here of the creations of our students. Uh, Many of our students do start out with fashion, because a question that you may have is, well, do they end up as fashion designers? Well, we would love for them to be, but they're not. There is a focused class at the end of their senior year, which is the fashion honors class. Those students have a 99% chance of entering schools such as FIT, Parsons, Pratt, all fashion focused high schools. Sorry, universities. We've even had students be accepted to London School. So the possibilities are infinite when they do focus and they move on to that class. So students are prepared with transferable skills. So everything that they learned from 9 to 12 can be transferred over to college or a career once they graduate. So on to our newest lab. This is an amazing acquisition with funds that we received. It's a kind of like a turn of a century spot. It's on the 9th floor. There's beautiful machinery, 3D printers, fabric printers. So definitely stepping into the 21st century with this lab that we have on the 9th floor. So it is a sight to see. It's very project based. A lot of the classes can come in and work in projects in collaboration with a lot of the partners that we have that help our students out. So the next major will be visual arts, photography, digital, and graphic design. So that code M68J is in alignment with every other school that offers art as a major. So when asking for portfolio requirements, we are uniformed with those schools. So there's nothing special or in addition that we ask for. So schools such as Gramercy Arts, Art and Design, those schools are have the same portfolio requirements. So these are just some examples of the amazing work that our students do. Of course, they start from very basic foundation skills onto portfolio composition at the end of their 4 years. So art also comprises photography. We do have a darkroom in the building. So along with, I think it's just 2 or 3 other schools within the New York City 5 boroughs that have a darkroom. Photography is something that they could step into in the 10th grade. So I know photography is an option as far as portfolios are concerned, but a student that is applying for photography must also submit art pieces to show that they have the skills to move on to photography 10th year. So again, please be mindful of that. So if your child is thinking about photography, again, they must also submit art pieces to show their skill set. So now it's the business, marketing management, and visual presentation. So this one, I would like to say it's a little bit more well-rounded. The only reason is because it really teaches the students how to be their own promoter, their own marketer. The product is the product, but it's how you market it. We do have a school store in the building. So if, again, when you come to our open house, you can see it. It's amazingly set up. The students of that program, that's basically their hub. Everything that they learn within the classroom is transferred into that space, and they learn a variety of skills such as customer representation, how to lay out a store, how to know what to place because of the season. So it's a really great space to see, and it's just very nice to see what they do. So I included here the Fly Fashion, their Instagram page, which is so sweet, and it's so in alignment with what it is that they're learning. So I am going to see, there we go. I'm going to share this tab for a second. So here you can see that the students do, they work on the logos, they work on promoting products. So it's a really well-rounded program. Students also participate in something called virtual enterprise. So what I'd like to say is, oh, let me share that screen again. Okay, here we go. Again, my apologies, it's been a while. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so back to what I was saying. So this program, well-rounded, they do have virtual enterprise. So virtual enterprise, what I like to kind of like compare it to is Shark Tank. So if you've ever watched Shark Tank, it's basically how entrepreneurs get in front of judges and they pitch their idea. So our student actually compete annually, and it is amazing to see. They're so well spoken and they know the product so well. I think we've come in second place. So they compete with other high schools that have the same program, and we are so proud of the fact that since we are a school of 1,600 students and 90% girls, our team always happens to be a team full of women that are presenting and pitching their idea. So that's amazing to see. All right, so this example of our school store, the students are the ones that, even the pictures that you see right here, these are pictures taken by them. And these are little snippets and clips created by them. So we're so proud of our students of the business program and of course the other programs. But again, it's a bit more well-rounded. They're just a little bit more prepared because, art students tend to be a little bit more conservative and quiet, and our fashion students, getting out of their shell. So these students, though, they have a little bit more of a handle on how to, carry themselves. All right, so visual presentation. So visual presentation is also part of the business program, but it steps in 10th grade. So 10th grade, after their first year of foundations of the business, uh, applications and foundations, they either get to go through the more creative part of business, which is visual presentation. So we do have windows outside of our building. Again, remember, it is a very old building, 1926. So they have these amazing storefront windows on either side of our entrance. So it's 3 on either side. And if you think Macy's or Saks, those big windows, students understand and learn how to create them from small visual concepts to uh, life-size presentations. So this is also something that they can move on to college and actually um, move on as a career. So it's really interesting and really exciting to see. And they also have an unveiling. So they actually, where they have like uh, people from our advisory board, uh, just passerbys can come and see the unveiling of the windows. So that's a really nice event. So the newest one, the one that it does not require a portfolio, but again, you do have to make sure that it's high up on your choices, is software development. So software development program is our STEM-based focused major that exposes students to industry level computer science, programming, and software development curriculum. Students learn various coding languages, develop the skills to create software, and have opportunities to engage with industry professionals through the work-based learning, internship, and apprenticeship program. So this is definitely a major that you feel your child will be interested in. This is really something that you may want to think of. Again, because it doesn't require a portfolio, yet be aware that it isn't a way in to fashion. If, let's say, you commit to going as a ninth grader, if you 10th grade decide that you would like to do fashion or business, you still would have to reapply. So in other words, that you would have to show a portfolio to make sure that you can move into the other majors. So it's not kind of like a shortcut to get in, just to make sure of that. All right. So we do have the work-based learning as a CTE school, which is a career and technical education school, which is different from an academic school. Your academics, your math, your English, your science. Our school is specialized. So there is a work-based learning program. So it connects workplace with professionals from their CTE fields of study. Work-based learning provides internship opportunities and experiences that prepare students for the real world. WBL is intentional learning within a work context, created through purposeful relationships with employers that helps students identify, refine, and reach their goals while developing and strengthening their 21st century skills. So career days and career mentoring, workplace tours, informational interviews, job shadowing, mock interviews, workplace challenges. So even TOP training opportunities for students with IEPs. So this is a really great opportunity for students that, you know what, let's be fully honest with ourselves. There's so many students that now feel that they don't want to step into college because they don't feel ready, or they feel that they're just not like the college type of student. This is a definite path towards to success, not necessarily, you know, college bound. But of course, through this program, one can say that they are preparing themselves for college. So again, another pathway to towards success. All right, so of course, I mentioned our advisory board. So we do have partnerships. The logos that you see there, we do have strong bonds with many people outside of the industry. Of course, our CTE majors, our career and technical education majors would not be complete if not for these professionals that offer insight, offer feedback, let us know how we're doing when it comes to curriculum. They keep it relevant. So it's really amazing that we have these growing opportunities. And of course, they continue to grow. So of course, it started with smaller uh, opportunities to larger ones. The instructors that we do have are from corporate, so they know exactly how things work. They are very professional and always make sure that whatever they learn, they bring to the classroom and teach our students, you know, how it should be. So I myself am a fashion design teacher. It has been a while since I haven't been in the industry, but I always maintain that level of professionalism and always seek to make sure that my students receive those successful skills that they need in order to be successful. So of course, let's not leave academics out. So we do have advanced placement classes. So these are college credit classes that they're taking in high school or can take in high school, and they can move them over to college. We do have partnerships with Baruch and Hunter. So students within their senior year, provided they finished all of their credits, can start looking into English literature, art history, biology, computer science, calculus, US history and government, as well as photography. So photography is one of the art classes that they can receive credit and move it on to college once they're done. So of course, if students are looking, because of course they always want to know, how am I going to have fun in school? We do have an array of clubs. We seek to make sure that our students have a well-rounded day, because of course after 3 p.m. it's great for them to stay after school and engage with their peers, you know, build strong relationships and connections. And those clubs are either performance groups, uh, major related clubs, or student interest clubs. And what we love to also promote is that if a student feels that there's something there that is not for them and they want to create something, we always push them or kind of encourage them to seek out other like-minded students. And with the help of an advisor, they can start their own club. So of course, social awareness, you know, in a changing world where things are just not the way that they used to be, it's always a new normal. We also encourage our students to be politically active, socially aware, and just try to be agents of change. So every time there is some kind of just activity or some kind of purposeful event where we believe they can participate in, we make sure that we give them the tools to succeed. So activities such as Denim Day, we do have a GSA, although we are in the middle of Chelsea. GSA is kind of smaller, I don't want to say important, but it's just not as active as others because we're such an open and accepting community. We do have animal welfare, community service, fashion with a purpose, the green team, domestic violence awareness. So these are all definitely issues that our students are becoming slowly, as young adults are becoming agents of change. Right, and of course, for the athletes out there, we do have varsity sports, a nice long list. Students that are seeking to work out, have their athletic side to work out. We do have a clinic in the school, which I'm jumping ahead. If they would like to have a checkup and want to become part of any of these sports, they definitely can. So as of now, they're doing great. If you do follow us on our Instagram at Fashion High NYC, you'll see lately the volleyball team has been doing amazing, as well as the bowling team. So I myself, as a former student there, was not into sports at all. But for those who are into it, we definitely have something for them. And as I was saying, the Falcon Health Center. So the Falcon Health Center is a part of the Institute for Family Health. It is part of the Mount Sinai Hospital Division. We do offer an array of services for our students. It is completely free for students and their families, regardless of insurance status. It is on the 3rd floor. It's definitely a spot that you would be able to see, kind of like peer in, because we don't have access. It is separate from the school, but within the school, if that makes sense. And students are allowed to go if within the day they're not feeling well. They can definitely have a pass, go see a nurse practitioner, and come back to class, which is on a parent side a good thing, since you wouldn't have to take out a day of work to have to take them to the pediatrician and vice versa. So it's something definitely that you may want to think of as an amenity in some way of saying when you're looking for schools. And of course, climate and culture. This is for our students. There's just so much to do, along with the rigor that comes with the academics. There's definitely activities that celebrate their heritage, celebrate their identity. So it is definitely a much more fun. Maybe I wasn't in tune with what was going on when I was a teenager, but it definitely is a lively place that makes sure that everyone's identity and heritage is celebrated as we go along. Diwali, I believe, is coming up, so definitely there will be something with that, and so on and so forth. All right, so for the important information, which I will be putting in the chat box. So first things first, CTE major course track. So I am going to place this link, sorry, Command C. So this is our, and I'm going to share it on the screen so you can understand. I just placed the link on the chat box for anyone who would like to follow. I'm sharing this tab right now. So these are our major course tracks. And here we are, yes. So you'll see, as I said before, these were the course codes. That's M68L, M68J, M68M, and M68A. Those are the 4 codes that students want to focus on, because those may be the ones that they want to place on their list of majors or choices. Now, for each code that they put in, if it's portfolio based, they have to make sure that they are uploading their portfolio for that code, because it would be kind of useless to put a code and not attach or upload the portfolio that has to do with that code. Because all schools, if you do not attach a portfolio that has to do with the code, then your chances of getting in is 0 to none. So make sure that a portfolio for either fashion, art, or business is being attached to your My Schools application. The only one that doesn't require a portfolio would be M68A, which is software development. So I've placed that in the chat box if you'd like to go ahead and open it. That way you have it on your computer, or you can save it. And of course, I will be sending a transcript or all of this information to you if you'd like to leave your email on the chat box. If not, I'm pretty sure there's a way of me retrieving the email, but I will give you my email at the end. So next. Let me just move over to back to our presentation. Okay, so the portfolio requirements. So the portfolio requirements, they're nicely outlined in the schools.nyc.gov website. So I am going to go to that screen. Okay, so I can also put that link on the chat box. Right, and there it is. So on that screen, once you go to high school auditions, when you scroll down, you will see business marketing and visual merchandising. That is specifically what the options are, because you have 2 options to submit a portfolio for business. Then there is fashion. So we are not the only school that offers fashion. There's also, these are the other codes for the other schools. I believe it's art and design. And this is the outline for fashion. And of course, there is visual arts. So visual arts, as stated before, we do not ask for anything different than any other school would. So as you can see, this is a long list of schools that offer art, and these would be the instructions and the portfolio uploads requirements for art. Okay, so I'm just going to move over back to our presentation. So our school, as mentioned before, we serve all 5 boroughs. We have students from all 5 boroughs. So we have students that live within the area, students that live in Staten Island, students that live at the far end of Queens. So it is definitely a commuter school. And that is another reason why we want you to come to an open house. There's nothing like experiencing the actual building yourself. You will be greeted by our fashion ambassadors or students that volunteer. They love their school so much they stay after school to show off their school, which is awesome. I love them. I'm so proud of them. Only New York City residents are eligible. Eighth graders and first time ninth graders. So if you do have a ninth grader that is not liking their school and maybe wants to check out our school, definitely do so. So to sign up to our open house, I'm going to go ahead and share that link with you. Hold on, because I know I had it here. Here we are. All right. Let me just go ahead and grab that. Bear with me. Thank you so much for your patience. There we go. I'm going to throw that link in the chat box, and this is our sign up for our open house. So our open house is every Wednesday from 4 to 6. So till December. So we have every Wednesday this month, every Wednesday November, every Wednesday December up till I believe it's the 6th. So, or actually the 11th. So you have all of those Wednesdays from 4 to 6. Last tour is at 5:30, so please be there by 5:30 so you can hop on a tour. It's every half hour, and you'll be taken to many places within our 10 floors so you can check us out. And lastly, in-person auditions. Of course, when it comes to my schools, in my schools, you have to upload your pieces. So apart from uploading your pieces, we welcome you to audition in person, because my analogy is when you're looking for a job and you send your resume, you're just sending your resume. I'm pretty sure if you go in person to an interview, the chances of you getting that job is a bit higher than just sending your resume. So that's how I like to see it. Students can go ahead and upload their portfolios on My Schools, but remember, our school seeks to fill 500 seats. Our freshman class is that big every year. So if you have 500 students, if we see you, if we meet you, if we connect with you, you are much more fresher in our mind, and our wanting for you to belong to our community is a bit higher. So definitely the in-person auditions, I will also put that link on our chat box. So if you're thinking about not just also, again, please, I urge you, sign up for an in-person audition, and that starts November 19th till December 19th. So we do know that, just put that in the chat box. We do know that the My Schools application ends December 14th, like it closes down December 4th, sorry, December 4th. December 4th. So after December 4th, you may think, oh my goodness, that's it, I can't, I forgot, or I'm too late. That's the reason why we give more time for families to come in and interview, you know, because again, we do understand that life gets in the way, but please don't wait. Don't wait for the last minute. So again, this is being recorded, so we are going to place the recording on our YouTube channel, as mentioned before. If you have any questions right now, definitely you can unmute your mic and we'll be answering any questions. So Ms. Silva, if I missed anything, great, I did it in 30 minutes. Please chime in.
You did an amazing job, Do we have any questions from our callers?
Okay, I'm going to give them a couple of minutes. I'm going to just go through other slides to see if there's anything missed, because I know that I do have, that's our social media. So
I'm on my
definitely.
phone, so I don't see the chat box, but
No.
if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask a question, I'll be willing to answer that while you monitor the chat box.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Let me just see if there's a. All right. How do I unmute all? Wait. All right. So that's our social media, but I also want to uh, put on the screen our email addresses. Okay, here we go. Yes, there we are. So that's Miss Silva, myself, and Miss Moreira.
Do you have to
Okay, and then
go with a parent to the open house? So I did see the chat. We suggest that you do in the case. It is after school, so it's not necessarily required, but you should be making an informed decision with your parent about traveling to the high school and going to the open house.
also just to an older sibling or an aunt, an adult that is helping you out with the high school application. Because if there's an abuelita, because that was my situation. My grandmother had to do things for me. So just as long as it's someone that's helping you with this journey, because it can be very, very just daunting and overwhelming.
Okay, any other questions?
All right. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're going to be placing this on our YouTube channel, and we'll be sending this information to your emails, provided your emails are in the transcript once we complete it and have it uploaded to our files. So thank you so much for attending our first meeting. We will be holding more, and I'm thinking about even doing one in Spanish. So Ms. Silva, we can conference on that later. And
Okay.
so everyone have a great night.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Chavez.